Hello and welcome to another Pulse Check. When people hear estate planning, they often think of stacks of legal documents, complicated trusts, or something they'll get to someday. But the truth is, there are a few really simple things that you can do today that can make a huge difference for your family later. So today, Andy and Stephanie are talking about 4 easy ways to be in a better place with estate planning, making sure your accounts are titled correctly, reviewing beneficiary designations, having basic documents like will and powers of attorney in place, and knowing when it might make sense to talk to an attorney about a trust. So, Andy, let's start with something people don't think about very often: asset titling.
Thanks, Scarlett. Yes, titling is one of the most overlooked parts of estate planning because people assume that their will controls everything, but that's not always true.
Exactly. How an account or property is titled can determine where it goes when you pass away, sometimes regardless of what your will says.
Right? Like, for example, if an account is jointly owned, it may automatically pass to the joint owner, and maybe you're okay with that. That might even be the thought process behind adding that person as a joint owner, but that could have other impacts down the road that you might not be aware of.
Exactly. For example, if there's a step up cost basis for the individual who is inheriting the account and they were a joint owner, only half of the account of that account will go to get the tax benefit that helps reduce the tax burden on an inheritance. This is why coordination is so important. Your estate documents, your account titling, and your beneficiary designations should all be set up to be the most beneficial for your loved ones and beneficiaries, and they should be set up in a way that works together.
And if it feels like a lot or like a big project to manage, please know it's not. This is exactly what we help people with every day and something we can help you do pretty easily in an annual review. It's important to check in on those things regularly. Big or small life events, often require updates that can prevent major headaches for families later on.
Yeah, so first takeaway, make sure your account titling matches exactly what your wishes are and is setting your beneficiaries up for the best long-term and or tax situation. So next up, beneficiaries. Stephanie, beneficiary designations feel simple, but they can cause a lot of issues, right?
They really can. Beneficiary forms on things like retirement accounts, life insurance, or annuities will override your will.
So if you named someone 15 years ago and forgot about it, that old beneficiary designation is still active and in control.
We see this more often than people realize. Former spouses listed, missing contingent beneficiaries, or accounts that simply haven't been updated after a major life event.
Marriage, divorce, kids, grandkids, loss of a loved one, retirement. Those are all good times to revisit your beneficiaries.
And don't forget contingent beneficiaries. Your backup is just as important for all those reasons, too.
Okay, so simple action item number 2, review who's listed on your accounts. Okay, so if my beneficiaries override my will, then what's the point of those?
Everyone's situation and needs are different, but in general, having a will and power of attorney in place is really important foundation.
A will helps outline how you want assets distributed and can name guardians for minor children. But powers of attorney are just as important because they help while you're still living.
And there's different types of POAs or power of attorneys. One covers financial decisions if you're unable to act for yourself, and a healthcare power of attorney helps someone step in medically if needed.
And honestly, this isn't just for retirees or the elderly. Adults of almost any age should consider having the basics in place, especially if you have children. For example, one thing we recommend to clients who have kids going off to college is to make sure they have a healthcare POA in place because they're adults now. And God forbid, if anything should happen to them, you may not have any say in their care or access to the information. It's one of those things you hope you never need, but you'll be glad that it's in place if life throws you some unexpected things your way.
And you don't need to spend big bucks to get those things set up. There's online resources where you can do it for cheap or free. We'd be happy to sit down and walk through some recommendations as well.
Yeah, so number 3, don't wait until there's a crisis to get these basics in place. Do it now. And finally, trust. This is where it gets confusing, at least for me. Why would someone need a trust if they have accounts titled correctly, beneficiaries in place, and a will?
Yeah, and to keep this simple, not everyone needs a trust.
Right, but for some families, a trust can absolutely make sense depending on things like their estate complexity, blended families, business ownership, minor children, privacy concerns, or other tax planning needs.
The key is that you don't have to figure it out on your own.
And that's where seeking legal counsel comes in. We work alongside estate planning attorneys to help clients think through what makes sense for their specific situation.
Sometimes the answer is a trust. Sometimes it's simply updating documents and beneficiary designations. The important thing is getting guidance instead of guessing.
Yeah. So number 4, if you're unsure whether you need a trust, talk to an attorney and build the right plan for your situation and family. So to recap, 4 easy things you can do today to be in a better place with estate planning. Review how your accounts are titled, double check your beneficiary designations, make sure you have a will and powers of attorney in place, and talk to an attorney if you're unsure whether a trust makes sense for your family. Estate planning doesn't have to be overwhelming, and you don't have to do it alone. If you'd like help reviewing your beneficiary designations or making sure your financial picture is coordinated, we'd love to help. Reach out to the team at Pulse Financial Services, and we'll see you next time on Pulse Check.